Hello everybody, my name is Bethan. I'm one of the practitioners that works here at Valley Steps, and I'm going to do a short video with you today just to talk a little bit about how we might be able to stay in the moment for the festive season. So a lot of us have probably spent a lot of time in 2020 thinking about the past or the future. Maybe we're thinking back on a lot of things that have happened this year that have been difficult, or maybe we're thinking back on more normal years and kind of pining for all the things that we can't do. Maybe we're thinking about the future. We're thinking, when are things ever going to be normal again? When am I going to be able to do this? When am I going to be able to do that? When is this all going to end? And when our mind is wandering off like that can often have an impact on our mood, on the way that we're feeling. And we often miss a lot of what is happening right now. Now, as we approach the festive season this year, a lot of us are probably going to notice that this festive season is different to years previously. And again, are we noticing that mind wandering? Are we thinking back to previous years, thinking, I can't do that now, I can't do this now, I'm not going to be able to do that, I'm going to miss out on this? Are we thinking about the future? Are we thinking, when are my Christmases ever going to be normal again? Again, if that's you, let's have a little look at maybe things that we can do to stay in the moment and appreciate what is actually happening right now. Okay, so the first thing that you might find helpful is just to ask yourself, is this helpful for me right now? So if you're noticing that mind is wandering off to the past or the future, just stop and ask, is this helpful for me? Is this adding to my stress? Is this having an impact on my mood? And if you notice that mind wandering is unhelpful, see if you can bring yourself back to what is happening right now. Remind yourself that this moment is the only moment that you are living in. The second thing you might find helpful is to use some grounding techniques. So again, if you're noticing that mind is wandering off, just bring your attention to your feet. Notice where your feet are in contact with the floor, what sensations you can feel with your feet where they're in contact with the floor. Maybe use what we call the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. So that is where you list 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch or feel, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. So you're using your senses just to ground yourself back down in what is happening right now in this moment. See if you can savor enjoyable moments. Even in the most difficult times, there are often positive things that happen that we can choose to focus our attention on. No matter how small these things are, they can actually bring us a huge amount of joy. So savor that morning coffee, linger with that mince pie, laugh a little bit longer at someone else's joke. Just see if you can do what you can to savor what is happening right now and really savor those enjoyable moments. And finally, you might find it helpful to practice some mindfulness. Some of the things that we've talked about today are kind of mindfulness or kind of informal mindfulness practices. Mindfulness is a technique that can help us develop a greater sense of awareness of our present moment. It can also help us to learn how to accept the present moment as it is. If you are interested in learning more about mindfulness, we run a free 6-week mindfulness for everyday course that you might want to check out. There'll be a link in the description box to help you look that up and look at when the upcoming dates are and register for a course if you are interested. So like I said earlier on, this festive season in 2020 will probably look quite different for a lot of us. It's natural that we think back to last year's festivities and kind of mourn them a bit or wonder when we'll be able to do all those things again. But this year, let's see if we can appreciate and savour what is happening each moment, what we can do for this season. Wherever you are and whatever your plans are, I hope you and your loved ones have a wonderful festive season, and I will see you in my next video update. Thanks, everybody.